building berms on another person's property or trespassing, tearing down signs. What is going on there?
So what is going on there is just complete misinformation, and outright, I would call it. Well, there was a photo I believe I shared with you. Their trespassing signs are not taken down; they're still there. It's just the woods have grown up over them, and they couldn't find them.
Okay,
That,
do you want me to show those pictures? You
yeah,
mean
yes.
okay, okay. Let's go ahead and we'll go to the first one here. Now, what is this? This looks like a berm.
Yep. So what you're seeing there is Rad's 200-yard berm is where those tires are kind of built up. That's where it
Hmm.
starts. And then this is our property up to you see those no trespassing signs, which are there in the woods. That's where the property line starts for Mr. Dunn. And you can look that up on GIS. So we didn't take them down. We haven't destroyed them. There's no bullet holes in. You can zoom in on them and look. I sent you one that's a little bit closer. Um, they're just overgrown in the the, the brush, um,
Okay,
and there's
so
trees there, so they're not
okay,
machine gunned down. There's a tree just to our right, and that tree there, they're not machine gunned down.
yeah. Let me ask you. There was a, if I'm not mistaken, on the last meeting, there was, and I'll go to another picture in just a second. We got about five or six, but it seems like one of the speakers made a. He said that y'all had tore down some of their signs that was on another person's property. Is that, have y'all tore down signs on another person's property, or what? Why would, I guess I'm asking this, and it's what I said to Sean. It's just, why are they making this accusation if it's not true? I mean, that would be just plain out dishonesty and really injure and even damage your reputation as far as trying to win the public opinion, in this discussion. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes total sense. But let me kind of fill in what they're talking about.
Okay.
So this is going back about a year or two ago. It was about 2 years ago. They put up these, no range, protect our war, protect our. It's just like no range signs. You can drive by and see them. I think you said you might have saw them there the last time.
Hmm.
What happened was my wife and I, we very rarely get to get out, and because of the target that's on my back, just in the business I'm in, the only place I really feel comfortable to relax and have a good time is I go to a casino. Why? Because, well, there's thousands of cameras and nobody acts up in a casino. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so me and my wife basically left about 2 o'clock that day. I left, the place in good hands with my staff, and we celebrated a little, post anniversary because we both had to work. And again, my wife's the time that I have my wife, I treat it like royalty because I don't have much of it. So we went down to the casino in Charlotte, Two Kings Casino, actually. I'm sure you know where that's at. And we spent the whole night there. I got gas receipts. We stayed at the hotel. I didn't come back till the following Sunday. Again, it was basically Saturday morning to Sunday morning, right? Well, apparently somebody had ripped or cut or removed one of the no trespassing signs at the end of the road. The officer came in here and he was, grilling me. I was like, sir, I was at the casino there. None of my staff did it. I didn't do it. I wasn't even here. So he verified that and was like, yeah, I mean, I was in the casino for what, 8 hours when they said this allegedly happened. I was on thousands of cameras. I had a room, you know what I'm saying? So obviously it wasn't me, and my staff won't do it either. Um, what happened was is you had people from the county commissioners meeting. They went down there. It was a mob rule. Um, Unfortunately, I think what happened was you have some of my guests or members that take this very seriously, and when they see stuff like that and they're being harassed when they come out here, sometimes they do things that they shouldn't do. But I don't know who that was, and I don't condone that either. I don't think that's right. And I've made it very clear to our members and guests, do not do that. I understand it's very frustrating, but we always have to have the high moral ground there. And that's why I believe happened. And that's when they say that I did. No, I did not do it. None of my staff did it. I think it was somebody else that is probably visited us and saw the county commissioners meeting and was like, I'm going to take matters in my own hands, which they should not do.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Let's go to there's another one right here. What is this right here?
So that's just a closer of the picture that you're putting up on the screen. That's just a closer image. I kind of took a couple steps to show you. There's where the signs are. They're
Okay.
overgrown with bushes. Like you see what is that thing? See that sign on the left? What would you
Yep.
call the thing in front of that? A tree, right? And
Right.
all those hundreds of things on the leaf on the branches of that tree right there. What do you call those? Leaves.
Yeah.
So I feel like my cousin Vinny here. That's why they're not taken up. They're not destroyed. They're just overgrown in the bushes.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I was trying to see. I thought you were talking about something more. I thought, yeah, that was too easy. All right, let's go to the next one. And these are just pictures of the same. Okay, I see what you're saying. So these are pictures of the. You can't. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me go back. Let's go back here. Okay, so that's okay. So now let me move to the next one. So building berms on another person's property and trespass. You're just simply saying that maybe the is the property issue that things grew up and it's just become
Right.
a little bit more
So
difficult to determine where the property in that sense, right?
no, we can determine where that's at. That's real easy to do. When I refinance this with Harvest, there's a picture I'm showing here where me and Richard Clark did some land swap, and here are the new boundaries. So when you
Okay.
see that, uh,
Okay.
here's the new deed from Harvest. As you can see, it was 12/11/2023. And then when you look at the map, there's the map. Now, GSI is not 100% accurate. What I believe happened was this. uh, the pistol pit is, Howard Dunn's property is to the right of behind that pistol pit right there. I'll kind of zoom in for you. If
Well,
we,
I can't get it. I can't get it on there without me and you on there, and I'm afraid if I do that, we'll lose our audio. So, but we'll show it at the end. I'll try to get it set up where we can show it towards the end. Okay, but as long as I see what you're saying, you've got the GIS. It's the boundaries are well are known, and so that's pretty much corrected at this point. I mean, no issue. Correct.
No, what they're arguing about is the back of the pistol berm basically has grown up. There's like trees and bushes and stuff like
Okay.
that, and they've grown on the back of the berm. So the property lines here, the berms here, and then trees and stuff have grown up on it and have kind of moved like 29 feet of dirt.
Okay.
That has and again erosion, gravity. The berms compact over time, and that's why we have to go in there, reclaim the lead, and then put the dirt back on there. And you might have some that trickles off the top and rolls down. It's dirt. And by the way, if you look, that's not anywhere near a house. That's in the woods.
Yeah, and so it's not like you're building intentionally berms on another. Okay, okay, all right. So now this is another question that was brought up. In fact, I was watching the last video of tannerite. There was a gentleman, Mr. Hicks. He said he arrived at his home the other week. Multiple counts of binary explosions. He rattles their homes, disrupts their lives. Three separate explosions shook their home. So I guess my question is tannerite. Now I spoke with Sean about this. Sean said that you have not. I'm gonna let you say it. Tell us about. Do you have tannerite? Have you shot tannerite? When's the last time you shot tannerite? Or what is causing these explosions that people are hearing?
All right, so tannerite is a binary explosive. When I had the store in Graham, I did sell tannerite. That's where he
Okay.
got the picture. And I was actually doing a promo video, kind of like, have you ever seen the movie Used Cars, where it's like, hey, come on down, used cars, we got this, or like the ShamWow guy, chop my nuts. It's a promotional video for a product. So when we had the store in Graham, we did sell tannerite. And tannerite is a binary explosive. You have to mix it and then shoot it. It's perfectly legal. Academy sells it. Dunham sells it. Mace sells. I mean, there's a lot of stores that sell tannerite, not me. A lot of people do it for gender reveals and stuff like that. It's a low explosive. The difference between low and high is the propagation wave when it detonates. If it's a low explosive, it doesn't break the sound bar. If it's a high explosive, it does. So, like your priming compound, bullet when the fire pin hits it, it sets off a high explosive, which detonates a low explosive, which is the gunpowder. Kind of figure that out.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, we have not shot tannerite out here because Alamance County specifically said you cannot use tannerite.
Period. Or have you not shot it in? When's the last? Oh, you've never shot tannerite out there?
Not out here, no, 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 no.
Okay.
So what people have done is they go out and they find other, and it specifically says tannerite, right?
Mhm.
So what people were doing was they were going out and getting another product called Sonic Boom. Well, guess what? It's the same thing, just under a different name. So when we started hearing that, and this is going back a year and a half, 2 years ago when this stuff came out, we were like, no, you can't be doing that because our windows on our building are single pane windows. We haven't upgraded to the double pane windows yet. And I was like, look, you're rallying our windows if you shoot that because we're the closest. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And they come in like half pound, 1 pound, and 2 pound sizes, even quarter
So
pound.
who is they who is they? Are you talking about people that come
Right.
to your range or something?
They were coming out here. This is going back a year and a half.
I got you.
This
Okay.
year and a half. When we saw what they were doing, we put a stop to that. The email
Okay.
out here says you can't bring tannerite, no shooting tannerite. So we don't do that. Now we did have like a gender reveal. I think it was like a year. Like last one we did was a year and a half ago, where it was like a quarter pound that it shoots like the blue or pink stuff up,
Mhm.
and that's for a gender reveal. That's normally about a quarter pound of tannerite, and that's for a gender reveal. That would not rouse someone's house that lives about 4,000. It would break out my windows if it did. But we just put a stop to it because I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want. This is going back when we had the first kind of with the noise, and I was like, that's what we've been over, a year and a half, 2 years. I was like, we're done. We're not going to do that no more. And again, there's other people out here that shoot, and those 3 explosions he heard, I heard them too. So it didn't come from my range. It didn't come from any of my patrons. What I believe happens is there's a trailer park not too far behind the church. There's Central Carolina Gun Club. There's other places around us that they shoot in their backyard. Richard Clark, my neighbor, has a range right behind his building there that he shoots. So I think what's happening there is they're hearing explosions, and that's the thing. When you hear an explosion, the propagation wave of it and the sound wave of how it travels, you're hearing it in a direction, but you don't know where it actually came from. You believe it came from that direction, but it could be off to the left, off to the right. It could be behind that. You know what I'm saying? So again,
I do.
it could have been
Yeah.
somebody on, Fawcett Lane, or it could have been somebody on McCray Road. I don't know.
Gotcha.